Good morning, everyone. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm here to do hashtag Friday Sews, which by now everybody should know that this is a hashtag brought about by Jen at Today in Jen's Sewing Room. It's a really wonderful hashtag for anybody that sews and likes to share. So let's get into this week's dresses. Okay, I really wanted to focus on making some for the bigger girls, like sizes 12, 14, 16. My issue is I am trying to use fabrics that are just in my stash to, one, clear them out of my stash, two, to use up fabrics I wouldn't necessarily use for myself, but work perfectly for children because I don't have any little children in my life directly. But I do love sewing for children. So I really want to make some dresses for the bigger girls. I've only got one size 12. So that was going to be my focus for this week. Um, so I had shared fabrics that I wanted to pair. There's been some changes. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Heather. I had to make a couple changes because I didn't have quite enough fabric for the larger sizes. And I did end up having to switch to a pattern that's only a size 8 for some of them. And then one I've made, this is a size 1 dress, and it's this pattern here, minus the ruffle, and I lengthened the dress. So this is the first one. This is a size 1, like I said. I've done the heart pockets, and this one has a tag on the front, which means it's one of my reversibles. I have put paper tags with small safety pins. That way nobody in the sorting area will get picked by a pin. If you're going to do that and attach like the size or whatever to your dress, use safety pins. We do not want to hurt or injure our organizers for this project. So I have done that, and when they're reversible, I put another one on the front. So this is one side of it, which this week's dresses, they're all reversible. So this is kind of a reversible dress week. And here's the other way. And these two fabrics were meant to pair with other fabrics. But like I said, I had to make changes due to the amount of fabric I had. So this is the size 1. I'll hang it over here with the ones. I've got everything divided by size now because I really want to get some larger girls. Now these are all, I didn't put a tag on this one, but these are size 8s. And this is the original pattern that I used the very first year that I started making the dresses, which was McCall's 2004. It's my all-time favorite. This dress in particular is made in honor of my mother-in-law because she wanted the pockets to match. So there are pockets here, but she didn't care for the ones with mixed up pockets, but only this dress is like this. So here's side 1. Oh, and for the reversibles, you'll see it here. I used the bias tape. So I used it on the size 8 dresses as well. And I used a fancy kind of stitch that's on my sewing machine. So there's side 1. I got to remind myself I've got to put the labels on here. I love to make the reversible dresses because then you don't have to worry if your fabric is slightly sheer. And again, it's cotton fabric. And the reason you don't have to worry is 2 layers always make it look like they're wearing a slip. So here's the other side. And a lot of people really love this fabric. And I did the kind of fancy stitchy stuff on the bottom of that one as well. Not sure you can see it, but there are heart pockets here. They're just hard to see. Hi, Angela. And the backs of these have the V so you don't have to have the tie. So there's that one. And I'm just going to hang it here with the ones for right now because I got to put a label on them. I don't know if this thing, you gotta load this rack just right or it'll fall over. So here's one, and I've posted these to Instagram. For anybody that follows me on Instagram, you've already seen these. I just wanted to share them here. This one's the butterfly one, and I went back to using whatever the main body fabric on the inside is. That's what I used for the pockets. So this one's a butterfly on this side. And then on the other side, and of course, the cats have to visit the litter box when I'm doing a live. Of course they do. They've got real talent, those cats of mine. And this is the other side. Now, I want to take note of this fabric because this fabric was purchased for last year's drive for dresses, but then I got that virus with a really sore throat and I didn't get to make them. And this fabric was purchased with a gift card from my youngest sister. She had given me a gift card for my birthday, and I went and I bought fabrics for Project Dress a Girl. So thank you to my sister Rhonda. She helped me purchase this beautiful fabric. This one I just have a straight stitch, but I used the bias tape on the bottom to put the two layers together. I just think it gives it a nice finish too to have the bias tape on the bottom, and it will make the hem edge last longer. So that's another one, and another one that I need to add my labels to. I put it around back by the wind chimes. I put the wind chimes on there so I know when the cats are messing with the dresses. All right. I'm going to wash, by the way, for anybody that's worried about the cats and the dresses. These will all be washed in an allergen detergent, and then I'll iron them real good and put them in the box, and I'll keep them away from the cats between the washer, dryer, ironing, and in the box. So this is the one I finished last night. I used black bias tape on the bottom and a different stitch from my sewing machines because they're there, so why not use them, right? So this one's all ladybugs. And then when you turn it, you get a blue dress with ladybug pockets. So there's that one. Again, I need to put a label on it. So those were the dresses I made this week. Now, the plans for next week, I had told the gals in the Craftin' Chat, which I'm in a group called Ann Lars Art Hangout. And on Thursdays, we hang out together all day. Literally, it starts at 10 o'clock, and we usually sign off anywhere between 3 and 6 o'clock, depending on who wants to hang out, and keep hanging out. But it's a lot of fun on Thursdays for me. It gives me somebody to talk to outside the house. And we create together. So I told them I thought that was going to be it because that's 17 dresses. But then I got to thinking I have 13 labels left, and that's just not lucky to keep in the house. So if I make some more dresses, I can use up some more of these labels, which I thought I had 11 labels left, but apparently I had something like 20 something labels left. So I still have 13 labels, even with putting labels on inside and outside pockets. So I'm going to make big girl dresses, but they will not be reversible because I don't have the quantity of fabrics to make two sides. So there'll be just a dress, just regular dress. And I've tried to pair them up with pieces that the facing can be a different fabric. So basically, I need to get the front and the back out of the main fabric, and then I just need some fabric to do the facing around the neck edge. So for the seed fabric here, I'm going to do the facing with this green. And I forgot to turn the autofocus off. So that's a dress. Now I've quickly thrown these together. I don't even know how many I've set up to make. All right, next dress will be these beautiful betta fish, and the facings will be a fabric that I thrifted. This one was also purchased with money from the gift card that my sister gave me. So this one's thanks to Rhonda too. And then the blue that I'm going to use for facing was thrifted. And I think that'll be a really pretty facing for the fish. And I think somebody's going to love the fish. I love the fish. I thought about keeping it and making a shirt, but I can go buy more because it still have it. Now, more thrifted fabrics paired up. I've got a lot of this, the blue sunflower, and I've got this fabric here for its facings, which I think will be real pretty. So that's 3 dresses right there. Hopefully I've got enough. If I don't have enough for a big girl pattern, I'll just pull out and make another size 1 like this, but it'll be a single layer dress. Or I might do a different dress. I don't know. And then I've got a remnant and a thrifted piece. This stripe is a thrifted piece. It's really pretty. It's got gold in it. It's really, I think it was a Christmas fabric, but it's just stripes, and stripes can be worn anytime. And then the facing will be this mottled green. Kind of, there we go. That's what it looks like. Hi, Angie. So that's what? I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4 dresses there. And then this is some fabric I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It was on sale for like $2 or $3 a yard. It's the zebra fabric that I didn't get to last week. And I'm going to make it with the facings made out of the bright fuchsia pink. So the facings will be made out of that. So that's 5 dresses, right? Or is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, that's 5 dresses I've paired up real quick this morning. And then the last dress I have is going to be this stripe, which I think I bought at Joann's for doing toiles, like trying stuff out. And then this was a remnant. And I think this is a really pretty, it's almost like it's lavender. That's what it is. So that'll be the facing. This will be the dress. This will be the facing. And there's a lot of this fabric because I bought what was left. It was a lot of fabric. So that's 6 dresses to make for this next week. And I'll be using the McCall's 2074, the one that I traced out in the sizes 12 and 14. I'm hoping to get at least a couple size 14 dresses out of this pile of fabric. So it will look like the pink dress. The dresses I'm making this week will look like this, but they'll be just, just one layer. But they'll be nice dresses for some girl somewhere in the world. But I really wanted this year's focus to be on the bigger girls. Let me move this fabric over here. So today will be spent cutting dresses out. All right. Hi, Ann. Good morning. I have been busy. That's why I've not been doing lives or videos or anything. I'm having trouble. I have my Lumix camera and I did a video this past weekend of Scott and I walking by the river, and we saw some really interesting things, and I want to share it with you guys. But for some reason, my laptop, the card reader in the laptop and the one I can plug in, neither one will pick up anything off that card that has been done recently. I don't know if it's corrupted or what, but I'm hoping my handy dandy man can look at it this weekend before he starts teaching, because once he starts teaching next month, I'm not going to see him. He's going to work all day and then go and teach 4 nights a week from 6 to 9 p.m. So y'all keep Scott in your thoughts and prayers. He's going to need all the positive energy to get him through next month. And I'm going to have to learn extra patience because he's going to have zero energy for me and things around the house. So what else have I done? Because that's not all. That's not all. Of course it's not all. Hang on. I forgot to grab something. Sorry. All right. A few weeks back, maybe a month and a half, I found all those quilt blocks, little cutout squares. They're squares. They're not blocks. There's a difference in the quilting rule. Yeah. And I had sewn some together, and then I watched Dale at Erndale's. Her channel is ERNDALES, and she does a lot of cross stitch, quilting. She shared recipes on her channel, and on most of her videos, I'm not going to say she does this on every one of her videos, but toward the end of her videos, she'll play a song on her piano. And she is so talented, you guys. You should go and watch her play her piano. And the last video, she said she didn't have the music sheet anymore, where she had originally learned the song like in 1974, and she was playing it on the piano she has now. She was talking about, do you remember in the 70s, everybody was buying those organs where you could add like wah-wahs and all the different stuff, you set it up. I can't remember what those organs were called. My Aunt Janice had one. And so she was playing that song. She said it won't have the wah-wahs because this keyboard doesn't have that option on it, but it was beautiful. And I just love listening to her play. But back to the little quilt blocks. She recently, she's been finding a lot of orphan blocks, which maybe were made as samples to try out a quilt block, or she had started a quilt and then abandoned it. But she took 2 of those and put them together and made a project bag. And I had that strip of the little blocks. So I just folded it in half and I cut 2-inch squares, which are right here. When I folded it in half, I cut this little 2-inch square out of each corner. Here's the little corners I cut out. And then I took another piece of thrifted fabric and I cut the same shape for the lining, and I made this. And I've got bias tape, single fold bias tape that was thrifted. That's the channel. And the rope was some I got from some kind of sale. And then these beads, they were given to me, and I've had them in my jewelry making. So I've made a drawstring bag, and it's lined. And this is for my dishcloth project, so that if like we're going over to Scott's mom's and I don't want to just sit there and do nothing, I can take this with me. I need to give you guys the link to this pattern I found. I need to remember to do that when I sign off. It's a super easy dishcloth. It works up pretty fast. So this is a really great size for a project bag for, dishcloth project. And I think if I remember right, she put batting in hers. I did not put batting in mine. This is just the quilt squares and the lining. If you put the batting in it, it makes it a little bit more sturdy and stand upable. But I'm okay with it being slouchy because I've got those cotton that comes on the cones. So one of those is in there. But yeah, Shannon, it's the same pattern I shared with you with where you do the single crochet. Here, I'll show you. This is the pattern that I'm currently in love with because it works up so fast. I made 2 dishcloths while I was hanging with you last Friday, Shannon. So I made this blue one and then this blue and cream one. And when I get to where I only have a partial skein of something, that's when I do stripes because I'm trying to use up the blue because I made this one and I only had a little of the blue left. So I just pop a stripe in once in a while. So this is like 2 rows of the white or cream and then 2 rows and then 8 and 2, 8, 2, 2. And that's how I got that one. So that's kind of a matchy pair there. And I've been making these. These are other ones I had made with the same pattern. This one's a variegated. This one's my favorite, though. This one needs to go in my kitchen and get used. And then here's another variegated. But like I said, it works up fast. I'm going to try to find that and put it in the description box because I think she has other patterns on her website. So that's my crochet I've got part. And I'm still working on the mandala project, but I'm kind of behind a couple months, so I'm not going to share that this week. Maybe I'll share it next week. But Scott brought in, and I shared it in a video, a bag of yarn from the Goodwill down near where he works. And so I said, I'm going to try to make some hats out of that one skein that was kind of chunky. And so I made Scott a hat. And this is just my standard make it up as I go along hats. And this one's all done with single crochet, if I remember right. Yeah. And then he likes to have a brim because he's bald-headed and his ears get real cold. So what I do, once I get it to where the length of it comes down and covers my ears, and this is how I find out that I just put it on. And once I get it here, that's when I start adding the ribbing. And what I do is I just crocheted out from it 6 stitches and then back in. And then I just would work up the 6 and then go 2 into the hat, work up the 6, 2 into the hat. So that's how I made his. And then I still had yarn left. So I made myself one here. And I made a flower. And I still have this yarn, and it's not sewn on, it's pinned on, so I can take it on and off if I want to, but messing my hair up. But this is my hat. So that one was mine, and this was all the same skein of yarn, and you can see it changes color as it comes down, and his changed just a little bit from the brown to the gray. And he was joking last night because I said, I showed them in Craft and Chat and everybody was saying, oh, those are some good hats. And Scott said, yeah, we'll get to wear them like 2 days. Because for anybody that doesn't know, I'm in South Carolina. So 2 days in January, I'll get to wear my really warm hat. So there's that. So I need to make a note to find that dishcloth pattern. What else do I need? I'll put Dale's channel down below too. I think I shared her channel, or maybe I didn't. I need to share it in under the post on my community tab about the bag. It's really easy to make them. So that is all I have to share. I thought I was going to stop at 17, but apparently I'm going to try to make 6 more. And that'll leave me with what? 7 still? 13 minus 6 is 7. Yeah, I'll still have 7 labels left. Um, and really, I have until the end of August. I could just slow down a little bit and not make like 5 or 6 dresses a week, but I am having so much fun, so it's all good. And Shannon has a Etsy store, and she says she's starting some hats this week. Shannon, I'll put your Etsy store down below so people can find you there. I'll just put Shannon's channel and your Etsy shop. And if anybody else, let's do this. If you have an Etsy store, could you PM me on Facebook or let me know you have a Etsy store, because we have the holiday season coming up and I would rather support friends and family than to buy, you know, cheaply made China stuff for gifts. So if you have an Etsy shop, please let me know. And I'll do my best to promote you so people can find you. I want to support you guys, and may not necessarily be able to afford to buy anything myself, but there might be somebody that watches me that would love some handmade items. And it doesn't matter what you make. It doesn't have to be sewn or crocheted. If you're a journal maker or any of that kind of stuff, if you have an Etsy shop you would like me to shout out for you, please let me know. Joyce, good morning. Good morning. We are really looking toward that northeastern corner of Tennessee in Greene County. I told Scott when he can finally take some vacation, we need to take at least a long weekend and go up and just explore. I don't like the idea of just jumping and picking a place and just buying a house online and then just moving that. That's just, I'm not comfortable with that. I've got to go and experience the area. And yeah, I think what they say is if you're moving to a new place, you should always just rent for the first year so that you can get to know the place before you purchase something, which I kind of like that idea in a way, but in another, we have animals and not every place will let you have animals. But we have time too. I don't know. Our cats are getting older. They're all about the same age. We were thinking about it. I think all of them are 8 or 9 years old. The youngest cat we have is maybe 6 or 7. That's Cole. And that's it. And there's Shannon's channel. And Shannon, are you doing your crochet today? Are you doing crochet today? She does crochet stitching together on Fridays is your general plan. Sometimes you change the plan, but that's what I understood that you said, that Fridays would be your day to do crochet. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. So that's my Friday sews, and thank you for being here. I will quickly look this dishcloth pattern up and get Dale's channel on there and Shannon's info. And again, if you have an Etsy shop or something, I think I probably need to promote who Angie is selling through. Why can't I remember her name right now? I can see her beautiful eyes, but I can't remember her name. Yes, we're going to be crocheting with Shannon today. So if you guys want to go subscribe to Shannon and just want to sit and crochet along with Shannon, that's today. Keisha. Yes, thank you, Keisha. I will put a link to Keisha's channel. Keisha's channel, because that's who Angie sells through. And Deb Farrell also sells through Keisha. Okay? Have a great day, everybody. Bye.